The night was electric, charged with the raw energy of unspoken desires. Maya stood at the edge of the terrace, the city of Istanbul sprawling before her, glittering like a sea of stars beneath the midnight sky. Her heart beat erratically, not from the cool wind that brushed her skin, but from the presence beside her. Zayn. They hadn't spoken for weeks, each moment apart seeming to stretch into infinity. Yet, the second he appeared in her life again, everything felt strangely right, like a melody she'd been waiting to hear. She turned to face him, her breath catching as their eyes locked. Maya, Zayn's voice was soft, yet it carried the weight of all the words he had never spoken. I can't stop thinking about you. Before she could respond, his hand found hers, pulling her closer. The touch was gentle but full of longing, and for a split second, Maya forgot all the pain, the betrayal, the broken promises. She was just a woman in love, and he was the man who had captured her heart. Her breath hitched as he leaned in, his lips brushing against her ear. I never meant to hurt you, he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. You're everything I've ever wanted. I was afraid, but now I know. I was wrong. I love you, Maya. I always have. In that moment, everything else faded away. The world, the past, the expectations, they no longer mattered. It was just the two of them, standing at the precipice of something they couldn't resist. Then, he kissed her. The kiss was nothing like the ones they'd shared before. It wasn't just a simple gesture. It was an outpouring of everything they had held back. It was electric, wild, as if their hearts were speaking in a language only they understood. Her hands gripped his shirt, pulling him closer, and his arms wrapped around her waist as if he never wanted to let go. Maya's mind screamed for caution, for distance, but her heart knew no boundaries. She responded with equal fervor, allowing herself to feel the heat of their connection, the longing that had simmered beneath the surface for so long. When they finally broke apart, breathless and shaken, Zayn pressed his forehead against hers, his voice hoarse. Maya, I swear I'll make this right. I'll never let you go again. But Maya, in the silence that followed, knew this kiss would never erase the past. She had loved him deeply, but she had also been betrayed. Her heart was torn between the passion they shared and the pain he had caused. Days passed, and the intensity of their kiss lingered in Maya's mind. Zayn tried everything to win her back, sending flowers, showing up at her gallery openings, and writing her heartfelt letters. But every gesture, every word, seemed to come too late. The trust she had once placed in him was shattered. How could she love someone who had been willing to leave her for a life that wasn't even his own? Maya threw herself into her work, using the pain of her broken heart as inspiration for her art. Each brushstroke was a reflection of the hurt and longing that consumed her. But no matter how successful she became, the emptiness inside her only grew. Her art was admired by the world, but she was still haunted by the memory of Zayn's touch, his kiss, and the life they had dreamed of together. One evening, while painting, Maya felt a presence behind her. She turned and saw him, Zayn. Standing there, as vulnerable as she had once been, his eyes pleading for a chance. Maya, he began, his voice raw, I've made so many mistakes. I wasn't ready for what we had, but I am now. Please, let me prove to you that I can be the man you deserve. For the first time in weeks, Maya's resolve wavered. The memories of their shared passion, the feeling of being loved completely, resurfaced. She wanted to forgive him. She wanted to believe in them again. But forgiveness didn't come easy. How could she trust him again? How could she forget the betrayal? Maya struggled with her emotions, torn between her desire to love him and the pain of his past actions. Maya and Zayn met again, this time at a quiet cafe overlooking the Bosphorus. The sky was painted with hues of orange and pink, and the air was thick with the scent of the sea. Zayn reached across the table, taking her hand in his. His fingers trembled slightly as he stroked her skin, a silent apology for all the hurt he had caused. Maya, I need you to understand something, he said, his voice full of emotion. When I left you, it wasn't because I stopped loving you. It was because I was scared. I didn't know how to handle what we had. I thought I needed to follow the path my family had set for me. But all I really needed was you. Tears welled in Maya's eyes as she listened to him. The words, the sincerity in his voice, cut through the walls she had built around her heart. She felt the familiar stirrings of love, the desire to believe in him again. But the fear of getting hurt again lingered, a shadow over her every thought. "I'm not asking you to forget," Zayn continued. "I'm asking you to take a chance on us, on what we could be. I know I've hurt you, but I've changed. I swear I have." Maya sat in silence, her thoughts swirling. The love she had once felt for him, the passion, the connection, it was still there, alive and burning. But would she be strong enough to let herself fall again? With a trembling hand, Maya reached for Zayn's face, brushing her fingers along his jaw. She leaned in, slowly, letting the moment build with each heartbeat. And then, she kissed him, not out of desperation or regret, but out of longing, out of the love that had never truly disappeared. Their kiss was tender at first, a tentative exploration of what might be. But soon, it deepened, becoming more desperate, more full of emotion, as if they were both trying to make up for the time they had lost. Maya's hands tangled in Zayn's hair, pulling him closer, and Zayn held her like he never wanted to let go again. When they finally pulled away, breathless and overwhelmed, Maya whispered, "I'm scared, Zayn. Scared of loving you again and getting hurt. But I can't deny this. I still love you." Zayn smiled softly, his eyes filled with gratitude. "We'll take it slow, Maya, one step at a time, and I'll prove to you that I'm worthy of your love." And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon, they sat together, hands intertwined, ready to begin a new chapter. The road ahead would be difficult, filled with challenges and uncertainties, but for the first time in a long while, Maya believed in the possibility of a future where love, though fragile, could heal them both.